progress to be made, and there's education to do, and there's the FDA to win over. Like, this is all very, very different. I love when Eddie talks about it, because he talks about how, everything that's been done from a medicine perspective around these brain issues. First of all, it's limited when you get into other places like MS and Alzheimer's and those other areas. Nothing's new. Nothing's new. And so I guess that's my gut on that. Like, yeah. We need to do something, and somebody's doing it, and I love being a part of it.
Yeah, that's great. Talk to me about, so I would love for you to take kind of the broader view here, which I know is tricky given that the ADHD treatment, of course, is the first thing to hit the market next year. But when you do think about ADHD plus depression plus autism plus MS, like you mentioned, and a lot of these diseases having very little research or very little effective treatment in place for them. When you think about all that broadly, and maybe even other things that you've talked about internally, in your opinion, what's the greatest opportunity for Akili?
Well, I think leading, their opportunity to lead with the patient, and I know a lot of pharmaceutical companies and biotech companies are all leading, quote unquote, with the patient, but I think in this case, like, engaging the patient, and I don't just mean from a customer service perspective or a marketing perspective. I mean engaging the patient on a journey to explore the brain, whether it's this, any one of the treatments that they have so far started to come up with or they're going to come up with, is, I think, a different experience than giving people medicine.
For sure.
Right? So I think one of their opportunities is their commitment to being engaging and engaging patients in a more active way. So the whole idea, like, if you think about it, we're just pioneering this, right? So, and it's very hard. And I know you've heard this, right? We're doing something that's very, very hard. And I have a first-hand experience with an employee who's about to quit because he came out of, pharma and biotech, and he's a quality assurance guy, and he's losing his mind because the gaming engineers will not document their work in a way that he knows the FDA is looking for it to be documented, and that we won't get anywhere with our treatments if we don't follow that sort of quality assurance guidelines, right? And he's very black and white about it. And then you've got the gamers who are very, just gray and creative and don't get what the big deal is, right?
Right.
And so we're doing something really, really hard. So what do they say? Anything worth doing? You know what I mean? Like, it's worth doing, and almost like it's obvious that it's worth doing because it's so hard. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm saying it right. That reinforces for me that, like, we need to figure this out. Like, that we're onto something and we just need to figure it out. It doesn't say to me, like, oh shit, this is a problem, we're never going to get past this. This is like, no, this is an opportunity to figure out how to get digital medicine that's going to directly treat conditions across to the FDA, through the whole FDA process and out to the patient. It's just really, really hard.
Yeah, for sure.
It's worth doing.
Flip side of that, though, if you look at potential barriers to Akili's success, and certainly there are, like you said, there are a lot of things that make it very challenging because you are doing something new. What do you think is the one thing, if anything, that could most stand in the way of Akili's success?
All right. That's a hard question. Yeah, because I can see the opportunity so clearly, right? I can see the value proposition so clearly. I can see the reason and the purpose so clearly. What are the things? For Akili itself as an organization, do you mean?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay, so then I'm going to put my HR hat back on, take my ideal